Hi again. In terms of my pastimes, in addition to being a landlord in Bristol, I sometimes work as an action performer in film if the opportunity arises. And to date, I've had great experiences on some fantastic projects. Other than that, I've got 2 Rhodesian Ridgebacks, and in terms of what else I do, I just hang out with my beautiful wife. I got married towards the end of last year. She was the one who dissuaded me from... I used to, years ago, when tenants used to report intruders at night to me, I sometimes used to head out straight away in the middle of the night. And I do own a stab vest. So I used to head out with the vest on as well as a torch, just in case I could still see if the intruder was still present. And this carried on some occasions. I had a martial arts background spanning quite a few years, and my last number of years before I retired from martial arts was being an instructor in reality-based self-defense. So that dealt with situations in the street or any environment, and should the situation arise where someone were to attack me or whatever, I would adapt to the situation, use whatever was closest to me to defend myself with reasonable force. Having said that, once I met my now wife, she had a previous long-serving history as a trauma nurse in neurosurgery, and she diplomatically explained the consequences of a single punch, be it either to me or if I were to give out a punch and the person landed on the ground. So as a result of that, I no longer head out in the middle of the night to tenants in distress. As an alternative, I would encourage them to call the police. A few years ago, there was an article written on me, if you googled Britain's coolest landlord, and essentially the article spoke of me as a martial artist, that I did used to go out to tenants in distress, and the fact that I worked in film. I'm not a stuntman, I'm just an action performer in various projects. And I think that was it. I think I've just rabbited on a bit too long. So, yeah, that's the end of this clip.